And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another edition of The Pitch, and we are now only 20 days out from JL 13, so that is some exciting news. Now, before we get going, we got to say that there was a lot of headlines that came out this week, kind of earlier in the week, like Ty's situation and the Cobras situation, and a couple signings. So it made it a little harder to highlight some of the other stuff that went on this week. So that's what we're going to talk about here today and bring it to you guys. So the first one we're going to do is about the Rapids as a team, not just about him. Basically, we're going to talk about what realistic expectations are for them now. Kale, I'll let you start. What are realistic expectations for him?
Well, I would have said before with Ty being active for them, it would have been a good season for them, would have been make it to the conference finals, and in the conference finals, like, be in contention in the fifth inning, have a chance to win and go to the championship. That would have been a good season, a satisfactory season. Now, a good season for them is to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, they are really hurting from this.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. I
basically agree. What I think is what you said. If they make the playoffs, that's a good season. But I actually think that that's a good season. You know, it's okay. But I think a really good season for them would be to still make the conference finals. And then if, you know, they got blown out in that game, then whatever. But I think to have a good season, I think they can still make the conference.
You know, it's unfortunate for the Rapids because we've always said that their problem is offense. They don't put enough runs on the board. And I think that Drew Schuffelmeyer and Kalen Pack, I hope that's how you say their last name.
Yeah.
Two new rookies that they signed on are actually, I think, going to help shore up their offense a bit. But then they have their whole defense go out.
Yeah.
So now it's like,
yeah,
it's tough.
But
I'm interested. I'm really interested to see how they handle the situation and if they're mentally just done right now and they're just like,
well,
whatever.
Let's see what Ty thinks a good season, good tournament for his team would be.
I think a good season would be to make the conference playoffs, because I still think that conference finals. Yeah, because I still think that they're the second best team in the conference. Wouldn't you? I mean, from what we've seen, I would say that they're the best team. They're the second best team.
Either
who would you say?
Maybe the underdogs just because they're pitching. I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, if I had to put odds on it right now, like money, I mean, the underdogs, honestly, on paper, like, they should make the conference finals. The underdogs.
I don't agree with that. I still think the Rapids are better.
But the underdogs, it's like, this has been gift wrap for them.
Well, yeah, this will be like the best shot they have. But I still think with with Sean, Chef, and Kalen, that's still the best. That's the second.
There's still talent on the team. There's just not like all-star talent. It's just like a lot of good. It's three good, what I think will be good role players.
Okay, but look at the underdogs. They literally only have Adam.
I think Tierney will be. I'm high on Tierney.
Oh crap, dude!
I tend to agree more with Ty.
Thank you.
I still think that the Rapids are the second best team. The underdogs definitely have the potential because pitching is the most important thing in this league. But I think Sean will be okay pitching.
Yeah, I think Sean will be a decent pitcher.
If he's the one who pitches.
I think he'll start off a little bit rusty. But
yeah,
I can't believe this. Like, if you would have told me after the last tournament, Dustin's gone, Coop starts his own team franchise, he's gone. They bring on Macy, okay. Adam Clark basically is like, this is his last tournament with the team. He's not coming back. Like, there's so much just not going good for them right now that, like, in my opinion, they should make the conference finals. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like, the national conference is weak. And then after this, there's one team that's above average.
Yeah.
There's 4 teams below average.
I mean,
a below average team is making the conference finals.
Yeah, I mean,
no matter what.
The 2 and 3 spot are really up for grabs.
This is literally like in the NBA. the East and the West, how just
Yeah.
disproportionate, like
Yeah, you could go
I
there.
bet the Bambinos and the Lynx will just be pissed. Like,
Well, yeah, think about-
in the
think
playoffs.
about like a team in the American Conference that isn't going to make the playoffs compared to one of these teams in the National Conference that is not only going to make the playoffs, is going to make it to the conference finals.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. 'Cause
All right, there's enough time on that. So next, we're going to talk about the Storm. So one of the things that happened already was they signed a player, but we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is what happened before that, which was Coop was trying to sign Tyler Hudson, and the Fog kind of stepped in and tried to steal him.
Such a fog thing to do.
First of all, I want to know, did they even need to do this? Is this something they even needed to do?
maybe just for depth because of Darren being out, and it's Jacob and Lucas, so maybe they just wanted that third player. I don't know.
Anything
I
that
don't
takes
really-
a bat away from Jacob, all for.
I don't really think they needed to because Jacob's already their pitcher, so they don't really need another pitcher. And who knows, Lucas might be able to pitch too. He's a good athlete. I think Lucas will be pretty good at the plate, and Jacob is hit and miss at the plate. So, I mean, maybe he could have helped there, but Lucas will be good in the field too.
All I'll say is I saw Jacobs showed me his text messages back and forth with Tyler Hudson while they were trying to basically steal him from what was basically already about to be Storm property, and they were trying to steal him. The text messages are funny. I won't disclose what was being said, but they're or whatever.
Ty, what do you think about this? Do you think it was useless?
I mean, the Storm. I mean, yeah, they might make them better, but it won't matter.
But it was
And
even
same with the Fog. Lucas will be the determining factor on if the Fog are good or not.
what was even funnier than reading those text messages from Jacob Ron though was Kyle Koopman was over here when all that was going on, over hanging out with us, and he got the call from Tyler Hudson. Tyler was like, this other team's making me an offer, and he wouldn't tell them which team it was. And Kyle Koopman started sweating
Freaking out.
and pacing around the room on the phone, and then he finally closed the deal. It was just funny to watch. All right, what's next?
Okay, so we actually haven't talked about the Fog very much lately, so we're gonna stay with the Fog and talk about it a little more. So basically, we're gonna talk about obviously Lucas is playing in this tournament, and they've actually told us that they
For real this time.
He's committed, and we know because they've told us that him and Jacob had a practice the other day.
I think it's been practices.
No footage yet. If you want to send us something, please do. But this is kind of interesting. First of all, it tells us that Lucas is actually playing, and they're actually. I mean, it seems like they're actually going to try this tournament.
Well, he's definitely playing. He told us to get him a jersey.
Yeah.
He's in. He's in this time. So finally the Fog get to have him.
Yeah. What do you think about this having practice or practices?
Well, I think Ty's definitely right. Lucas Myers is total X factor of this team. This is just giving me flashbacks of Dustin. I don't think he can be as good as Dustin could have, as good as we thought Dustin was going to be.
Yeah.
But Lucas Myers to me could be an all-star player. And
Yeah, I don't know though, because for those of you who have never played sports with Lucas Myers, he will come out of nowhere and be this force to be reckoned with.
here's the thing with Lucas, and we all know this because we know Lucas very close. Lucas, even though we know this is backyard wiffle ball and all that, but Lucas takes things like this
he's
real
gonna go hard.
seriously, and he doesn't like to lose.
No.
He'll have his fun out there like we all do, and
Yeah.
socialize with everyone, get to see everyone again, have fun with playing. But Lucas isn't
Lucas is there to win.
And here's the thing: when Jacob and Darren play together, and it kind of starts going south for them,
Oh gosh, it goes.
they just kind of start goofing around, and they kind of start mailing it in. And
Yeah.
Lucas won't let Jacob do that.
Yeah, there might
No.
be some
Well, here's
Altercation.
Yeah.
the chances that Lucas and Jacob have a fight.
Oh,
Very
I'd
high.
say
It's
85%.
It's
Definitely.
100% for me.
Definitely will happen.
And Jacob will try to be funny, and then Lucas will be like,
But here's the determining factor for me. I think Lucas is going to be a good hitter, but I think it's going to come down to whether or not, because we don't know who's going to pitch.
yeah.
Jacob's been the pitcher for this team for a while. There's been a couple times in Jacob's career where Darren's had to come in and throw relief because Jacob's just so all over the place.
Yeah.
But the rumor is that Lucas is going to be pitching a little bit. And if Lucas can be good, not great, because when Jacob's bad, he's so bad. And when he's good, he's good. But it's just he's not efficient at pitcher. If Lucas can be a good pitcher, I mean,
If Lucas
I think the
can
Fog
be
could be a
pitcher,
playoff team.
The Fog, they can be dangerous
They can be very.
if he's pitching. If
I
not,
can't- I
then I
cannot-
think they could still make the playoffs. But in the playoffs, I don't think they'd be that.
So we should say real quick, leading up to the last tournament, we did that special edition episode of The Pitch where we went to the field like a few days before and it came out and it was fun. We interviewed a bunch of people. We're going to do that again. And on that, because we've already done all these like Road to the Playoffs shows in which we preview every team's schedule. And so on that video, we're not necessarily going to do all that because we've kind of been doing all that already. We're going to talk about some other segments. We won't get into all that yet, but one of them will be our 5 big
5 bold predictions.
5 bold predictions. One of them that I've already came up with involves the Fog, and I can't wait to say it when we get to that show.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have one more thing to talk about before we get out of here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it is.
I need to stand up. My knee hurts.
Okay.
I'll be back, people. Injury break.
Okay. So what we're gonna and it's about the Fog as well. It's basically the same thing
This is
here,
bad.
but we've heard from Darren. Kale heard from Darren that he said he hopes the Fog do bad.
You know, this is probably something
This
Darren
true.
didn't want us to say, but when
Yeah.
you can't, anything is fair game unless you say this is off the
He didn't
record.
tell
He
us-
didn't say it was off the record,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
this is your fault, Darren.
So he told us he hopes the Fog do bad this tournament to make him look more important to the team.
What a great outro.
This is bad.
This actually
This
because-
makes you think: do they really care
Well,
about winning?
listen, this news is going to make it so hard for him to get any good free agents. So I know Jacob's got problems when he plays bad, but like Jacob's only got 1 tournament left on his contract. He's been an MVP before.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob leaves.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Darren doesn't sign him.
I mean, there's a lot of different things that could happen, but this looks bad.
Yeah.
This looks really bad.
and the thing is, they might do better than they have in a while. I mean, they might do better without him and with Lucas. It's very possible, but to me, this just tells me that they really don't care that much about winning. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but
Ty, what are your thoughts on this?
I think the Fog need Lucas for many more things than just a good player.
I think Lucas is. I remember when Lucas first signed with the Fog, and there were other teams that were interested in him, but he was like, you know, Jacob's my brother-in-law. Like, I can't do this to Jacob. Like, I gotta sign with Jacob in the Fog, and I'll be on this. Like this kind of news coming out, and maybe he, you know, has altercations with Jacob in the next term. Maybe they do well, but that kind of stuff. After Lucas is in the league for a couple terms on his contract stuff, I could see Lucas just being like,
What is Lucas's contract?
2 tournaments, rookie max.
And is Jacob's up after this tournament?
Jacob is up at this.
What if Darren does not sign Jacob back and just plays with Lucas? That would be a story. Jacob revolts.
we'll see what happens then. That's it for our show. Thank you guys for joining us. We still have a few more schedule reviews coming out, and so check those out, and we'll see you later.